Hey everybody, Professor Snart checking in again. So it is Friday, February 5th as I'm recording this in the morning. We are just looking at our due dates here. So Unit 4, we're wrapping up today, that's Friday, and then turning around to next Tuesday, February 9th, with our next unit, Unit 5. So hopefully, again, like I mentioned before, you're getting a little bit more used to our due dates and kind of how the course moves along here. Again, it moves pretty quickly, and we're making pretty fast progress through our units here. Again, putting the pieces together so that we are doing some of the pieces separately so we can put them together once we get down into 7 and 8 here, which is our first essay assignment. So unit number 5 is kind of an interesting one, I think. It's having us look at, again, it's a writing assignment, but we're just doing a paragraph here, but it's a comparative paragraph. So this is sort of an interesting new twist on the kind of writing that we're doing. So instead of just analyzing one text, you're bringing two things together. So we're reading a new story. It's called Boys and Girls by Alice Munro. I provide it here as a PDF. Unfortunately, it's not one we can include in the custom textbook edition for like copyright and whatever reasons. But it works so perfectly for this exercise, which you'll probably realize once you get into it a little bit. But it is a bit tricky then because it might be one that you want to use for your essay once we finally get to it. So I've provided the basic pieces then here that you'd need to create a works cited entry, and of course the PDF will show page numbers and we have the author name. But I haven't put them in correct order, of course, so that's something that you're going to have to do. Okay, so there's the reading itself, a really quick quiz, again, the purpose of which is largely just to direct your attention to some of the important things that are going on in the story. And what you'll see is that one of the phrases that occurs in the story, Boys and Girls, is that the young narrator, the character, is sort of accused, or she's called, oh, she's just a girl, quote unquote. Well, there happens to be a song, much more contemporary song here from No Doubt called Just a Girl. So it's a really strange coincidence, but a really literal coincidence, like that phrase actually shows up in both pieces here. So I'm asking you to watch the video. I've also provided the lyrics here, although they're pretty easy to understand, I think, in the video itself. And then to write a paragraph where you're comparing the two, and we're going to call them both texts, even though one isn't actually like printed. It has this visual component to it too. And so one of the things that I really am trying to highlight here is to think about how not just what's going on thematically in the works, but how there's sort of like visual representation of that. Literally in the video, like we can see how setting is used to communicate theme, but almost using that and then working backwards to the story to think about how setting in that text is used to communicate theme or sort of present an idea as well. Okay, so again, it's really important that you have those specifics you're quoting directly and correctly. You're giving me a timestamp then from a moment in the video with a lyric that she sings or an image that you're seeing, for example. And then you're responding to two other posts. And there's one little other piece that we have to this unit, which seems probably pretty tedious, but it has a specific purpose. So I'm asking you to do this little quiz, which you'll find towards the bottom here. It's one single question, but it's having you go into one of the library databases, specifically the Literature Resource Center, which is listed here. So I've provided some screenshots to kind of walk you through. Again, it'll seem like sort of tedious, like why do I need this information? Or why do we have to do the quiz? The whole point is to make sure that you have a working library card. So as we get into the more of the research part of our course, like starting in Unit 6, we'll be using our secondary sources, or sometimes called critical sources. We'll be drawing from the library databases. So we won't be using just like Google or the general web stuff. Some of what you find there is good, some not, that's sort of up in the air. But part of what we want to do in this class is learn not just that the databases exist, but how to find good results in them. So they're actually fairly easy to use and produce really good material for the kinds of essays that we're writing. But to access them, because they're a paid subscription, paid for by the college and really indirectly through your tuition dollars, if you're on campus, you can get to them directly. You can just click the links and you'll go right there. But if you're off campus, you need to verify that you're a tuition-paying student at COD. I need to do the same as a faculty member. And so what you'll need to do is have your library card, and if you are clicking, let's say you get to the literature one and you choose Literature Resource Center, it takes you away from the COD site and then into this site. And to get there, though, if you're off campus, you need to enter the barcode from your library card. So a lot of people have them already, but they actually do expire after, I think, a year. You have to renew them. So this is just a way of checking to make sure that everybody has a library card and has one that actually works. Because the last thing you want to happen is getting to where we're actually using sources in our essays and you're off campus working from home probably, and you need to do the research part only to discover that your library card doesn't work or you don't have one, it's expired, whatever it happens to be. So this is, again, a sort of laborious sort of thing, but the only purpose here is to really make sure that your library card works, all right? So again, follow the step-by-step here and you should find what we're looking for. The quiz is like maybe a point. I'm not sure what it's worth, but again, the thing that we're trying to do here is make sure everyone has a library card. All right, so hopefully you find the unit enjoying with the pairing of the reading and the video here. The song always sticks in my head every time I play the video, so be forewarned. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, be in touch with me. And again, keep your eye on those due dates. So not just the one that's next for us, but kind of how they're unfolding as we move forward. We're actually getting fairly close to our midterm, a week or so away, and we'll be right there. All right, I'll talk to everybody soon.